What's up, y'all? Welcome to Sabrina Talks. I'm Sabrina if you're new. If you're not, welcome back to my channel, and thank you so much for joining me. Now, today on Sabrina Talks, it is about that time. It is Spotify rap season. It is the first day of December, which means it's almost Christmas and the end of the year season. So, of course, we gotta wrap up all of our music favorites of the year, and let's start it off with the Spotify Wrapped. I'm sure most of y'all know what Spotify Wrapped is, but for the few who do not know, it's just Spotify's congregation of all the music that was listened to throughout the year for each of their individual members. They put together like a cute little interactive slideshow that lets you know who's your top artists, top songs, favorites, genres, that kind of jazz. So we're gonna get into mine today. First, I reacted to my Spotify Wrapped last year on my channel, so you can check out the cards and in my description if you want to see that. I want to do a little bit of predicting just because why not? I imagine Gallant and Jasmine have to be somewhere on this list, either my top artists or my top songs, because I know for a fact I've listened to them ridiculously throughout this whole entire year. I imagine Lil Nas X will be somewhere on this list. Also, I'm pretty sure Olivia Rodrigo and Sour are going to be somewhere on this list because that's another album that I listen to a lot. But without further ado, let's get into this year's Wrapped. So, let's press play. A Gallant's already playing, so I just already know. Let's see. And action. If 2021 was a movie, you were the main character. Obviously, it's my life. And what's a movie without a soundtrack? My opening credit theme would be Come Back by Gallant. I told you, Gallant's gonna be on this list. The song playing as you proclaim your love in the rain is Favorite Crime by Olivia Rodrigo. That makes sense. That's definitely a song that you want to cry to in the rain. Yep. The song playing as you defeat the ancient vengeful spirit is WTF Do I Know by Miley Cyrus. I can see that. You're definitely going to need that if you want to defeat anything. So I agree with that, Spotify. I see Victoria Monet. I'm seeing Montero. I'm seeing Plastic Hearts. That's definitely going to be on there. I'm seeing Olivia and Harry again. While everyone was trying to figure out what NFTs were, you had one song on repeat. And that song was Come Back by Gallant. I told y'all Gallant was going to be high on this list. And I'm not surprised Come Back is the song that's repeatedly played, because this says I played it a very reasonable 28 times. Listen, Come Back was his first song leading up to his release of Neptune, and when he first released it, I fell in love because it felt like such a 2000s R&B song, and it's still great to this day, so no wonder why I had the most amount of time to listen to Come Back. And then even when Neptune came out, I was still playing Come Back heavily. But that wasn't the only song in your rotation, obviously not. My top songs, are y'all ready? I'm laughing because my top songs is mostly Gallant. So my top songs are Come Back by Gallant, like we mentioned. That's my number one. Number two is Chemical Romance by Gallant. Number three is Favorite Crime by Olivia Rodrigo. That is not surprising. Number four is Julie. Have y'all heard Julie? Julie's amazing. And number five is Scars, also by Gallant. These are definitely my favorite songs off of Neptune, hence probably why they're on my top songs. Favorite Crime is my absolute favorite song off of Sour, so once again, logical data here. We'll check out my top 100 songs in a little bit, but let's get through the rest of this. You always understood the assignment. I'm so tired of hearing that phrase. Let's be honest, y'all. You listened to 75 different genres this year. That's a little bit less than I did last year. Last year, I apparently listened to 111 new genres. Sure. My top genres. I'm going to take a guess and say pop is going to be my number one, because when is it not my number one? So let's see. Why did I got this font like this? Number one is dance pop. I'm surprised that they specified what kind of pop, but dance pop makes sense. Number two is soca. I'm Trinidadian. That's never going to change. Soca is almost always going to be on my top genres. Number three is boy band. I didn't know that was a genre, but sure. That makes sense. I listen to One Direction, 5 Seconds of Summer, BTS sometimes. Number four is Neo Soul. That's definitely all of the Jasmine and Ari and Summer Walker, and that's all of them. I know that for a fact. And number five is alternative R&B. I want to know who they classify as alternative R&B. I would like to know that, but I guess I'll see one day. How well do I know me? We're talking the 3 a.m. playing music with no lights on you. Let's play two truths and a lie. Oh god. Tap the false statement. The artist you binge listened to the most was Gallant. Your number one Spotify playlist of the year was Pop Mix. The artist who appeared the most in your playlist was Olivia Rodrigo. I don't think I've binged Gallant. I listen to Gallant on the daily, so I'm gonna say that's the lie. I did indeed find the lie. The artist I binge listened to the most was Ariana Grande. I binge listened to her? I don't know about that, but sure, Spotify. I listened to 741 different artists, but things got pretty serious with one. My top artist is Ariana Grande. I feel like that should change. I'm not surprised she's still my top artist, but at the same time, I feel like I've listened to more people this year than Ariana, but I have a theory that they consider your top artist whoever you have the most saved out of their discography, and Ariana and One Direction are my two artists who I have basically almost all of the songs that they've ever put on Spotify on my playlist. So I think that's probably why they always say Ariana Grande is my top artist and One Direction is almost always going to be number two, because I have the most songs saved from them too. But I don't know. I don't work at Spotify. Alright, let's get to the rest of my top artists. Number one, Ariana Grande. Number two, see, that's what I'm talking about. Gallant. That makes so much sense. I'm surprised he wasn't at the top spot, but like I said, I think it's just logistics kind of situation. Number three was Doja Cat. I love to see her on my list. I'm not surprised that she's there. I'm surprised Miley's on here, but I have been obsessively listening to Plastic Hearts since its release. So, and number five was One Direction. I told you, One Direction is never losing the top artist spot on my, list. Whether One Direction is going to be number one or number five is going to be somewhere on this list. My top songs of 2021. We know the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Coming in at number 6 is where Jazmine Sullivan comes in. I'm surprised she wasn't here earlier, but On It by Jazmine Sullivan and Ari Lennox. You'll find out when I get to my year-end list, but that song has a hold on me that will never let loose. So that's not surprising that it's coming in at number 6. Number 7 is Jealousy, Jealousy by Olivia Rodrigo. I'm surprised out of all of the songs off of Sour, that's the one that's, coming in number 7. I feel like I like other songs better than that one off of Sour, but sure. Number 8 is Night Crawling featuring Billy Idol. That's another song that's like, out of all of the songs on Plastic Hearts, that's not the song that I like immediately think of that would be in my top songs. But interesting. Coming in at number 9 is No More Tries. That's the song with Gallant and Van Jess. Beautiful song. And then coming in at number 10 is F.U.C.K. by Victoria Monet. That's a beautiful song. I'm glad Victoria Monet is still on my top songs because she is an amazing artist. Don't Make It Hard on Me is number 11. We got Prisoner. See, that's a song I expect to be higher up, but sure. Dynamite, that's with Gallant and Brandy. Like I Want You by Giveon. Obviously we got Harry in here. Industry Baby, I'm surprised is so low. Technically, I'm surprised it's not in my top 10 is what I mean to say. But sure. I'm also very surprised that Third Eye Blind and Happier off of Neptune and Sour are so low, because those two are some of my favorites off of that album. I like that SZA is still high on this list. Let's see. Oh, Roaring 20s by Flo Milli. I said it at the beginning of this year, but I love that song so much. I really love Flo Milli. The Other Side by Jazmine Sullivan. Great, great, great song. Ariana Grande, this is why I say it's so surprising that she is still my top artist, because her first song coming in on my top 100 songs is My Hair, and that's so far, that's, coming in maybe like, 15 or something? That's past the top 10. You would think if she was my top artist, she would be higher, like her songs would be higher up on my top songs, but what do I know? We got more songs off of Hotels, got more songs off of Sour, more songs off of Plastic Hearts. We got more Montero, more songs off of Positions. The one by Taylor Swift, I'm surprised that's on here, but I'm also not surprised because I very much love that song off of, what is that, Folklore? Mostly littered throughout my top songs, obviously, is Gallant, which is why I think he should have been number one, but whatever. And then it's Sour, and then Plastic Hearts. We got a bunch still off of Fine Line, Hotels, Montero. Oh, I didn't even realize Excess by Rina Sawayama is there, but that's not surprising. That's a great song. Oh, and Positions. We got some Positions. So those are all of my top songs. Let's quickly talk about the top 10s for overall of Spotify. Top albums of 2021 global. Number one is Sour by Olivia Rodrigo. I'm honestly a little surprised that that's number one. I feel like probably like a Taylor Swift would have been number one, but I'm happy for her because I really love that album. Number two is Future Nostalgia. Listen, my girl Dua Lipa has been running up the charts since she dropped Future Nostalgia last year. My girl has longevity. If you see my music random from last year, you would know Future Nostalgia was my top album of that year. So like I said, fantastic album. Number three is Justice by Justin Bieber. Yeah, that should have been a little bit lower down, but that's not my business. Number four is Equals by Ed. Listen, I didn't do a review on Equals because I didn't feel like being negative about Ed's album because I didn't really like it that much. So I'm happy for him that it's number four globally. But like I said, I'm gonna just keep my mouth shut. Number five is Planet Her by Doja Cat. I'm happy for her. She should have definitely been like number two. I still don't understand how Ed and Justin Bieber are before her, but whatever. Number six is Montero. I'm so happy for Lil Nas X for that to be so high up on this top 10 list. Seven is After Hours by The Weeknd. That's another person who got some longevity because that album came out last year. I believe this Bad Bunny album and this Pop Smoke album and Positions all came out last year. So great job on all of them for having some longevity throughout Spotify. Next, let's talk about the top songs. Number one is Driver's License by Olivia Rodrigo. That is not surprising in the slightest because that took over the world the beginning of this year, so I'm not surprised. That's definitely going to be the most streamed. I'm super happy Montero, Call Me By Your Name is number two. I'm just happy for Lil Nas X is all I gotta say. All I have to say. I was reading Stay. Stay is number three with Justin Bieber and the Kid Laroi. That's an okay song. It's catchy. It's fun. I hit on TikTok. Number four is Good For You. More Olivia Rodrigo. And that's a deserving song because Good For You is top notch. Number five is Levitating featuring That Man and Dua Lipa. But like I said, longevity. That song has been on the top of the charts for ages. So I'm happy for her. Number six is Peaches with Daniel Caesar and Giveon and Justin Bieber. I didn't talk about my Grammy nomination thoughts this year, but I don't know why I got nominated for a Grammy. I don't know why it's so high on this list. It's not that great of a song. But like I said, I'm gonna mind my business. Number seven is Kiss Me More with SZA and Doja Cat. I'm surprised. I'm looking at the rest of this yet. I'm surprised that Need to Know isn't on this list because I feel like Need to Know really took off, but I know for a fact Kiss Me More took off more because it was a TikTok hit and it was just kind of commercially very successful. Another artist with some longevity, Blinding Lights, is still on here by The Weeknd. Number nine is Heat Waves by Glass Animals. I feel like I've heard that song, but I couldn't hum it to you to save my life, so good for them. And then number 10 is Beggin' by Manskin. Top artists of this year globally, number one is Bad Bunny. He was the number one artist last year too, so I'm happy for him. Number two is Taylor Swift. Not surprising. She dropped Folklore, Evermore, and Fearless Taylor's version and Red Taylor's version all within this past year. So she was obviously going to be either the number one spot or the number two spot. Number three is BTS. It's BTS. I mean, that's all that needs to be said. Number four is Drake. Drake's never leaving the top five of top artists. I'm sorry. And then number five was Justin Bieber. I mean, the Biebs, the Believers, I forget what that fandom is called, but they, you know, they riding hard for Justin Bieber and I'm happy for them. Number six is The Weeknd. He's also another person I doubt will ever leave the top artist charts. Number seven is J Balvin. Number eight is Ariana Grande. Number nine is Olivia Rodrigo. and number 10 is Juice World. Now, like I did last year, there are 3 women on this chart. None of them are black women or any other women of color, because Taylor, Ariana, and Olivia, I'm pretty sure, are all white. So that's fun. Justin Bieber is technically the only white man on this list, so I'll give them that. But I will say to the globe, Bad Bunny being the #1 artist as a Latino man is good. I respect that. And then a Korean group being number 3, I also respect. We're getting a little more diversity, but they're technically on the lighter side of people of color, but we're not going to go too far in deep in that. But yeah, that about wraps up my Spotify wrap for this year. I hope that you enjoyed it and getting a nice little sneak peek as to what I actually really do heavily listen to on my Spotify, because I might say one thing on my reviews, but my Spotify is definitely the truth as to what I listen to on the daily. So I hope that you enjoyed that little sneak peek. Let me know in the comments down below who's your top artist, what were your top songs. I would like to know all of these things. You can also let me know on my social media at SabrinaTalks2 on Instagram and Twitter, and at SabrinaTalks2 on TikTok. Share this video with your friends so we can all talk about our Spotify wraps. Subscribe to my channel for more of my upcoming content. I believe my next video should be my Adele's 30 review, and then after that should be my top visual media of the year. So that'd be like music videos, TV shows, movies, that kind of thing. And then it should be my top EPs, my top songs, and my top albums of the year. So I definitely think you should subscribe if you want to see that kind of content and see what my tops of the year will be. Once again, thank you so much for watching. As always, please remember to be safe, be smart, be kind, and I'll catch y'all in my next video. Bye, guys.